we can all agree that 2020 has been a rough year for all of us, okay? And what I'm going to do is just talk you through what I feel about this whole year. So stay tuned. Okay, so the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is the pandemic. Now, we know how much this has taken so much out of our lives, and me being an NHS worker, I can only tell you firsthand of what this virus has actually done to me as a man. And the first stages of it, I was kind of a bit thinking that okay, we were able to deal with it, but then as time progressed, we just knew we had to work harder. That's the honest truth. That's what we could have done. That's what we could do. We needed to do our best thing that we could have done. We had to wear our PPE. So I wear the full mask, the gown, everything. And yeah, my colleagues up and down the country, we've done our best. And it's just brilliant that we've got so much support. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, and as an NHS worker, thank you to all the companies, all the people that's been clapping for 10 weeks straight. You know, you have no idea how much that support has actually boosted us, because we found it tough, but we had to find the inner strength to actually come up trumps and just tackle this thing head on as much as we could. And now that the vaccine is here, we can look for brighter days. And let me talk to you now about the way in which the government has actually dealt with this thing. Now, I've been very critical of the way that the government has dealt with this thing. They divvied about. They locked down too late. They imposed the lockdown too late. They relaxed the rules too early. And I know it was trying to boost the economy, because like the longer that this virus has taken so much out, the more worse the economy is going to get, and I can understand that. But for me, I value life over profit, you know, and that's kind of mentality that I've got taken away from this whole thing. This pandemic will stay with me for the rest of my life, no question about it. And it's because of the fact of what I've seen. But I work with some brilliant people. I'm telling you, I work with brilliant people. And I know people up and down the country. My colleagues have been working tremendously as well. Yes, we have lost colleagues along the way, and my thoughts go out to their families. It's just not been easy. We know that the new variant is here, and hopefully it won't get as worse as it was in the first wave. We've had 2 lockdowns. The first lockdown was so brutal. You know, I know a lot of people was working from home, but obviously it's just become literally the new norm now. People can't go into offices now. It's been tough for everybody. People have lost their jobs. I'm seeing so many people and met people who have been suffering from this. It's just not been easy. And all I can do is try and just talk to these people and try and offer them a ways of supporting as much as I can possibly can. So yeah, the pandemic has just taken so much out of it, you know. Also, I've got to talk about the loo roll. Everybody's been fighting over loo roll. You know, I walked into a Tesco months ago, I can remember, and I wanted to pick up some stuff, and I've seen the shelves being cleaned out and everything else. I was left saddened by it all, and then I was pretty much close to tears at that point as well, because I just realized of what this virus has done to everybody, you know, to react in this sort of way. The panic buying does not help. And also, I remember seeing this video that was gone on viral, and there was there was this flat that was stuck. They had this flat, and it was stuck around with food littered all over the place, stored up and everything else. It almost looked like they were looking like they were hibernating, and that was just mad. I can even remember my mom telling me that some of that food is gonna go off. But yeah, that's how the virus is actually taken out so much. I mean, it's even taken out like elite sport, like football. I remember when Callum Hudson-Odoi of Chelsea and my team's manager Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, got the virus, and at that point we were just fearing the worst, thinking to myself, what's going to happen here? And obviously football has been shut for months, and we were all debating about what we was going to do to get it restarted and everything else. Luckily they got it restarted, and then sport naturally did follow from that. But yeah, it was just the hardest thing that we've ever been through as a human race. And me as a man, what I will take away from it is that that I've worked so much harder than I had than ever before, and also I saw some good things as well, and I'll talk about that throughout the video. But yeah, this virus, this pandemic will stay with me forever, as far as I'm concerned. It's one to tell my children about, it's one of them saying, like, Dad, did you go through the pandemic? And I'll pull up a chair and say, yeah, take a seat. It's going to be a long story. So yeah, like, that's the way in which it went down for a latter part of the year. But hopefully by 2021, yeah, we're gonna see that many more people will be vaccinated. I will get vaccinated as soon as it becomes possible for me to do it. I will do it because I believe in protecting my patients. I take my job very, very seriously, and I do love my job. I can't stress to you how much I love my job. So yeah, that's to come. But for now, I'm just gonna fight the good fight, and yeah, like, the virus has taken so much out of us, but we're gonna get through to the end of this, I'm pretty sure. Alright, so the second thing I wanted to talk to you guys is Black Lives Matter. Now, I've been making videos about Black Lives Matter from however long, and what's happened this year has probably really turned a corner. We all saw the images of George Floyd. We saw that a police officer was on his neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds. And I was shocked to see that video. Even now, when I think about it, it's just like, it was crazy. And then obviously the protests happen. The protests happen not just in America, but also around the world, including here in the UK. And we saw the pictures in Bristol, where Edward Tolston's statue was being toppled and then thrown into a river. Subsequently, the statue was fished out. And yeah, as much as I don't agree with that sort of thing, I understand the statement behind it, because I think what it is now is just that when it comes to racism, I know that it's not as worse as it is in America, but it's still strong here in this country, still strong. And you only see you see here and there. But I've dealt with racism. I've been a victim of it myself, and all I'm trying to do is just become something else, somebody. I want to become somebody, not just a typical black man. I wanted to be a black man who actually went to university, and I did. I wanted to be a black man that actually got a degree, and I have. You know, I wanted to be somebody who can contribute to society as much as I can. Now, as I say, I'm a proud NHS worker. I've even spoken to my boss about it, to be fair, and you know, I wasn't even at the protest because of my responsibilities to my job. But my boss said my boss would have understood that even if I did go, I would have gone. So yeah, I felt like with that the whole thing with the Black Lives Matter, it came to a head, you know, where the marches were starting up, and then the fighting was gonna go down afterwards. It looked at one point that again we become it was just a sad state of affairs that we became so divisive, you know, divisive, is that even a word? There was a division, all right, there was a division, and you know, even you got diversity having to perform their interpretation of 2020, and they spoke about Black Lives Matter. The backlash that they got from that was mad. You know, there was I think it was over 20,000 complaints on Ofcom, and obviously Ofcom subsequently said that there's nothing to complain about because they didn't do anything wrong, you know. And I still stand by what they done, you know. Alicia Dixon on Britain's Got Talent wore a Black Lives Matter necklace, and even then they got backlash from it. Honestly, Black lives do matter, right? People say, oh yeah, that all lives matter, but like when we say Black Lives Matter, all we're trying to say is that we just want to be recognized as good people. We just want to be recognized as somebody who wants to succeed in society, you know. What was great through all of that was I've been involved in some groups talking about this issue, and obviously a lot needs to be done still, but there's been great movements in terms of getting the black community together, start looking at black owned businesses and all that sort of thing. It was great to see that communication being there, but obviously a lot can be done, more can be done. So look, I am a proud black man. I know that not a lot will change, but through this thing, through what George Floyd and all the others have suffered, I feel for them. It's not the way, it's not right how everything went down, you know, and there's been no justice for these people, and I will continue to stand by them, by their families, because I just feel like, you know, this thing has taken so much out of us as a black community. It has. I mean, why are we still dealing with this even now? Why? You know? I just hope that one day we can just stop racism. I mean, I know, like, you know, there's taking in the knees in football games now because of Colin Kaepernick. You know, we wanted to try and do our best to kind of eliminate racism, but it's not helpful. It's not helpful when the Millwall fans even say they boo off the thing. You know, it's not right when people think that, you know, this whole thing has been rammed down their throats. But it's an issue that needs to be educated on, you know. I'm so grateful as well, I should say, to Steve McQueen for putting on the 5 films of Small Axe. I've watched it all, and I saw I saw the stories that went from there, and it's so thought provoking. It was so endearing to watch, and I believe now that hopefully now we've been taken seriously now as a community, you know. But yeah, that's all I got to say on that. But yeah, Black Lives Matter is one to remember through this year. Okay, so we come to the next part of the show where I talk about the goodness in people. So I've written down a few people that I want to talk to you about. First of all, I wanted to talk to you about Captain Tom Moore. What can you say about this guy? 100 years old. He's raised over 30 something million for the NHS. Like, even as an NHS worker, like, to be honest, I commend him from doing it, yeah, he's now having this whole celebrity thrown at him. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but he's so humble about it. What I like about him is that he's so humble, and I've got nothing but respect for this guy. He's easily relatable. You can honestly talk to him, and I've never met the guy, obviously, but what I've seen from him, he's got this aura about himself that that I truly, truly respect, and yeah, I believe he's a good man. But yeah, it's nice to see people just stepping up, just doing something. He set himself a little challenge, and then all of a sudden it just blew up for him, and I can't be any happier for him. You know what I mean? So I respect what he's done. So the next person I want to talk to you about is Marcus Rashford. Now, Marcus Rashford, let me be clear, I am an Arsenal fan. So yes, it pains me to say that he is a Man United player, but I'm looking beyond that at the moment. What he's done is nothing short but extraordinary. He's been an advocate of children, basically not being fed nutritious meals, free school meals, and he's been on that campaign trail, and he's took it to the government, and so far they've U-turned him, and now at the time of this recording, he's looking to turn to the universal credit situation, which I know it's not easy, being on your universal credit, talking to people that's on it. So I've got nothing but respect for this guy. Nothing but respect. It's not often that you hear football players that actually come out and they want to do something to make a real significant difference, and he's someone that you could actually look up to be honest. There's not many players around that these days where they would actually go ahead and do that. Yes, they probably would go and do a few charities here and there. Some probably would do it on the surface and nobody would know about it. But with Marcus Rashford, he wanted to take this on. He wanted to do something, because let's be real, a footballer's career is a very short period. They're going to think about what they're going to do afterwards. Now, some go into punditry, some end up just doing other things, being ambassadors for the club. They do other things, but I think with Marcus Rashford, he looks like a guy that might actually make a significant difference, and whether or not he goes into politics, I don't think he will. It would surprise me if he does, but but I don't think he will. But it would surprise me. But honestly, what he's done is just brilliant. So yeah, he's done some good stuff there. The next person I wanted to talk to you about is Joe Wicks. Joe Wicks has got the country moving through the pandemic, through the first wave of the lockdown. I can remember taking that 1 hour exercise, and he thought, why should it stop there? We should be able to do things in our own house. So he's been making films left, right, and center to get the country moving, and now he's actually won. I think it was an MBE for it as well. So credit to him. I just wanted to take a moment to pause on the good people that's passed away. So I want to talk to you about Kobe Bryant. Now, I was so shocked that he died. Really, really shocked. I couldn't even fathom as to which why this has happened. And it was almost like a dream that you just couldn't wake up from. You know, Kobe Bryant is a good man. I believe he is a good man, and the way he played basketball, you know, he kept going, he kept doing it. He had this Mamba mentality, as he liked to call it, and that's a good man. And I generally felt sad about him passing away. And respects go out to his family. I've been following his wife, Vanessa, on Instagram, and she's trying her best to kind of keep it together, but ultimately she remembers the good times that they had. I know also his daughter passed away, along with all those people who was on that tragic helicopter ride. Rest in peace to their families. It's one of those things that you just know that, you know, life is that precious, and you never know when you got to get the chance to say goodbye or what you mean to somebody. So this is one of those things that I take from this year. I want to be able to be there for a family. I want to have a family of my own, and I want to live my life in the best way that I can possibly can, you know. So yeah, rest in pieces to Kobe Bryant, and all the other people on the helicopter that sadly passed away. I wanted to talk to you about Chadwick Boseman. Again, it's just shocking. Like, nobody knew of his illness he had, and I just felt that it was just such a hard thing to grasp. You know, just knowing that, you know, he had this, and he was able to produce these films like the Five Bloods, the Avengers films, Black Panther, and having to deal with all of that. It's just crazy. So rest in peace to him. Diego Maradona, hell of a football player. You know, I believe he was a good man, but obviously he was around the wrong people, and yeah, we're hearing that he died at 60. It's a sad one to take. So rest in peace to him. Little Richard, a legend of the music industry. I love music. As I said before, I've only spent a tenth in a recording studio. Spent a few days there, so I can understand what every artist is going through, what every other producer is going through, and yeah, I've heard his music. I heard his contribution to the entertainment industry, and he'll be missed for sure. Another person who'll be missed is Sean Connery as well. Sean Connery, the first James Bond. Wow, you know, this guy's a legend, and he was never one for Hollywood. You know, by the time he retired, he wanted to live a very quiet life, which he did, and yeah, it was sad to hear that he passed away. But my God, what a legacy he's left behind. And you know, rest in pieces to the family. So yeah, there's been good people. You know, even through the pandemic, there's been people out there who's actually going out there to help somebody. even to cope through the loneliness, how it's affected our mental health. So there's so many people out there who's actually done so much out there. There's too many to name, obviously, but obviously. My colleagues up and down the country working for the NHS, the supermarkets, the stores that's trying to keep all themselves open, that's trying to do what they can for the communities. There's good people out there, and I just wanted to take a moment to actually talk about all of that in greater detail. So that's what I think about all these people. So I wanted to take you through for the best shows that I've seen this year. You know what? We've been blessed with technology. We've been blessed with on-demand services like Netflix, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime. Of course, we've got our own TV stations. But I wanted to take you through what I think was the best that I've seen. So Leading the Way has to be The Last Dance. Michael Jordan, to me, is one of the greatest players in any sport, to be honest. And for the first time, I kind of got understanding his mindset, his thoughts going through his playing days. And not just that, I've seen all the people that he's played with and played against. And it was such a great series. I couldn't get enough of it. That was great. The Queen's Gambit was interesting as well, because I like playing chess now and again, and I wanted to see what the hype was around it. Looking at the trailer, I didn't even think it was going to be great, but the Queen's Gambit showed that it was actually very interesting in the way in which the story was developed and how it was worked around chess and everything else. So yeah, I like that. Tiger King. I got to talk about Tiger King. So at first, that's my phone. I'm sorry. So at first, Tiger King, right, was so interesting because we saw that there was tigers being kept for it wasn't even like a zoo. It was different from regular zoos, and you allowed people to go and pet them and feed them and whatever. But I thought that was crazy. But then it started to extrapolate the lives of all those individuals, including Joe Exotic, and the beef that he's got with Carol Baskin. We know that there is going to be a season 2 coming out at some point in 2021. But that was so interesting to see. I May Destroy You. I got to talk about that. Michaela Cow is just so freaking talented. I mean, I've been following her since the days of Chewing Gum, and I just realized how gifted she really is, and so yeah, I really enjoyed that. I totally enjoyed what was going on. It spoke about so many issues watching that show. So yeah, really good show. If you just go ahead and watch it. It's mind blowing. Those are the best shows that I've seen all year. It's crazy really with what I've been watching. There's so many that I've actually gone through, but that what I just said was just ultimately the best bunch that I've seen all year. So yeah. Happy that I've actually seen some good stuff. Okay then, so this is the final part of this episode, and I wanted to talk to you about my hopes for 2021. It's only around the corner. As I said, the pandemic has taken so much out of us. I was so excited for 2020 because of what was coming, what was going to happen. I was thinking to myself that it was going to be a great year. Boy, was I wrong. But we kept going, and the these 12 months has taken so much, but it's led me to think. It led me to think about my own life, and you know, it's got me to think so much about it. For me, I just want everything to come together personally. You know, I want to be doing awesome things with my life. You know, I've just made it to 33. I've become serious about YouTube for the last few years as well. I've just got over 200 subscribers, which is great. So thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching and supporting as well. Also, shout out to Graham Hull as well. I did a video about him. You can go check that out. He was an avid viewer of my channel as well. And he passed away earlier this year as well. And I know he would have actually been proud of what I've been doing. I've never met the guy, but I would have loved to actually have a beer with him, you know. But I think for me, what I hope for is that maybe now this will be the turning point. Maybe now we can start to think that everything's going to get better. And there's so much to come. Like, there's a handful of films that I'm going to look to see by hook or crook, released in cinemas or not. I'm going to watch them. You got the Euros to look forward to. You got the Olympics to look forward to. And hopefully we can get back to our lives. I just miss doing the simple things, like going to the cinema, like going to the gym. You know, I miss doing things that just make me, in a sense. You know, I do hope that it gets better, as I say. Hopefully we'll be vaccinated, but you know, we don't know if many people will decide to do that, but we'll wait and see. I just have a feeling that it's going to be a better year than this year, you know, and there's so much that to look forward to, and hopefully I can see more, hopefully I can do more, hopefully this channel even grows even more bigger. You know, I aim to do more vlogs. I aim to try and make things bigger and better than before with this channel. You know, I've done more real talks than I have done with more Shakedown, and there will be more Shakedown because primarily this channel was made on the back of Shakedown, and yeah, I've only tried to do things I've tried to kind of like do things as much as I can possibly could to keep my channel relevant and growing as much as I can. So yes, there will be more Shakedown coming. Definitely be more Shakedown coming. And there'll be more quick rants. Well, hopefully a lot less, but there will be some. And yeah, I'm just hoping to, you know, live a great life, you know. I think we could all agree that that's what we want in the end. We want to go back on holidays. We want to be able to spend time with our family and friends. You know, for me, I just want everything to come together. I want fatherhood. I want my first house. I want everything to actually to click for me. So hopefully we'll get there. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Touch wood. So if you like this video, please like it. Subscribe if you're new around here. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's been a long one on this one, but thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If anything else, have a great Christmas. I know I will. I know I will, and I wish you guys a very happy 2021. Even though I'll make some videos up until New Year's Eve, it never stops on my channel. It never stops. So yeah, catch you on the next one, people. Thanks for watching. My name's Theo. I'm out. Peace.